How did a rookie running back go from an undrafted free agent to making his first NFL start for the Super Bowl champions? And what happens when that start coincided with the most important day of his sister's life? Find out today on Road to the Hula Bowl. Welcome to Road to the Hula Bowl, the show where we uncover the journeys of football's most determined stars on their path to greatness. Whether they're underdogs or future NFL superstars, we're here to highlight the grit, heart, and perseverance that brings them to be one of the most prestigious all-star games in college football. This isn't just about numbers or fame, it's about the stories behind the plays. Each episode will dive into the real challenges, victories, and sacrifices these athletes face as they chase their dreams. This is Road to the Hula Bowl, where the journey to greatness begins. Tennessee's SEC opener in Norman didn't go as planned for Oklahoma fans. In a statement win, number 7 Tennessee walked into Norman and took down number 13 Oklahoma 25-15, spoiling the Sooners' SEC debut. Behind a stifling defensive effort, the Vols held Oklahoma to just 222 yards and delivered their first safety since 2010. Tennessee's defense racked up 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and an interception, proving that they are a force to be reckoned with. Josh Heupel's homecoming to his alma mater couldn't have been sweeter, as the Vols now sit at 4-0 overall and 1-0 in the SEC play. Quarterback Nico Iamaleava threw for 194 yards and a touchdown, though he fumbled twice. Despite those mistakes, Tennessee's defense never let Oklahoma gain much ground. A quarterback switch by the Sooners saw Michael Hawkins Jr. replace Jackson Arnold just before halftime, leading Oklahoma's 2 touchdown drives. But even with Hawkins showing promise, it wasn't enough to stop Tennessee's momentum. With a win over a legitimate team in Oklahoma, Tennessee had made one thing clear: they're a real contender in the SEC. The Panthers found life without Bryce Young, but at what cost? In their first game since benching the former number 1 overall pick, the Carolina Panthers secured their first win since December 2023, defeating the Las Vegas Raiders 36-22. Veteran quarterback Andy Dalton stepped in and immediately made an impact, throwing for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns, eclipsing Bryce Young's total output for the first 2 weeks. Dalton wasted no time, leading a 70-yard drive that ended in a touchdown to running back Chuba Howard on the first series. By halftime, Dalton had already thrown 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, including a 31-yard strike to Adam Thielen. The Panthers' 21 first-half points were more than they'd scored in the first 2 games combined. Meanwhile, Young's struggles couldn't be more evident. In his first 2 starts this season, he threw for just 245 yards with no touchdowns and 3 interceptions, marking a continuation of his underwhelming rookie campaign. With Dalton's dominant performance, it's clear that the veteran is making a strong case to keep the starting job. The Panthers finally have some momentum, but the question remains, is Bryce Young's future in Carolina already in jeopardy? Another Week 4 collapse. How many more can we expect? Nebraska fans thought that they were watching the start of something special this year, especially after a 3-0 start. Instead, it was Illinois that stole the spotlight, snatching a 31-24 overtime victory in Lincoln. Freshman sensation Dylan Raiola couldn't keep pace with Illinois quarterback Luke Altmaier, whose 4 touchdown night sent shockwaves through the Big Ten. And that was just the start to the chaotic weekend. Michigan barely held off USC in a roller coaster finish. Clemson crushed NC State before garbage time made the score look a little more respectable, and Tennessee embarrassed Oklahoma, sending the Sooners' offense spiraling. Meanwhile, Utah once again proved that they can win without quarterback Cam Rising, shutting down Oklahoma State in a defensive masterclass. But the biggest story, Colorado's miracle Hail Mary. With just 2 seconds on the clock, Shedeur Sanders launched a pass to LeJohntay Wester for a game-tying touchdown, stunning Baylor and sending Folsom Field into a frenzy. Week 4 wasn't just a weekend of wins and losses, it was a battleground where playoff hopes start to fade, and new contenders emerged. Well, it's that time again. Where in the world is Aloha Brett? Each week, our Director of Special Projects and official scout Aloha Brett is on the move, making waves for the Hula Bowl. Whether he's visiting college campuses, catching up with NFL teams, or checking in with our Hula Bowl alumni, Brett is always where the action is. So where has Aloha Brett been this week? Let's find out.
Well, hello America. Aloha Brett here, live in Jacksonville. The NFL Jacksonville Jaguars beautiful stadium. What a very, very special place here. And I'm live on the road in Jacksonville. And we are so excited for this year's Hula Bowl, the 2025 Hula Bowl College Football All-Star Game. And I'm honored to be one teammate. Our head coach, Nick Logan, has put together a very special team. And we're excited for Brian Billick, the head coach, Mike Smith, the other head coach, and 100 of America's best college football players will be gathering January the 11th, save the date. January the 11th, save the date. The Hula Bowl in Orlando. We had the awesome opportunity to move the game to Orlando. Our ownership team and Orlando, you are all coming out. I'm so excited to meet a lot of the high schools, the chambers of commerce, the churches, and all the businesses that are doing such a great job to support the Hula Bowl. And I am excited that as Director of Special Projects and one of our official scouts for the Hula Bowl College Football All-Star Game, here today live in Jacksonville, because we know the Aloha spirit breathes in all 50 states.
The Steele family had a night to remember in more ways than one. Carson Steele, an undrafted rookie from UCLA and Ball State, made his first NFL start for the Kansas City Chiefs in their 22-17 win over the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, 525 miles away in Greenwood, Indiana, his sister Kessler was celebrating her wedding. Carson had been set to be a groomsman, but the NFL had other plans. While filling in for the injured Isaiah Pacheco, Steele rushed for 72 yards on 17 carries. The wedding reception, it became an impromptu Chiefs watch party, with guests cheering Carson on as his game played on a wall of TVs. Steele had told his sister that it wasn't necessary, but she, being his biggest supporter, didn't listen. If too many people are watching the game, go ahead and turn that TV off, Carson joked, knowing Kessler would ignore him. Despite missing the big day, Steele's performance was a moment his family and the reception crowd will never forget. Now with the Chiefs sitting at 3-0, Steele looks to cement his role in the offense as Kansas City gears up for a showdown against the Chargers. Carson may have missed the wedding, but he's making his mark on Sundays. Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Road to the Hula Bowl. Don't want to miss out on the latest updates? Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access. And if you want to learn more about the Hula Bowl and how it's shaping the future of football, visit hulabowl.com. Until next time, stay connected, stay engaged, and keep cheering on the next generation of football stars.